Hi, everybody. This is Saad. Today is my birthday, and it is now, let me see, 8:36 p.m. Eastern Time. I spent the whole day with the family, and I could have continued spending time with the family, but I wanted to take a break and come and share with you the excitement of the gift that my family got me. They are incredible gift givers. Every year they outdo themselves, but today I want to talk about this year's gift, and I want to give you the background to it. But first, I'm going to show you what it is. It's absolutely unbelievable. You ready? I don't know if you could read it. Arthur Schnitzler, Rhapsody, a Dream Novel, first edition. You ready? It's unbelievable. I don't know if you could see it. 1927. Arthur Schnitzler was an Austrian psychiatrist, but also a writer, a dramatist, and a novella writer. This is a novella that became famous. Again, look at this. There were three copies that my wife could find, and this is the best one that she could find in the world. 1927. So the movie Eyes Wide Shut that Stanley Kubrick, the legendary filmmaker, made just shortly before he passed away, starring Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise, is a haunting movie. You really should see it. It's just pure art. It's unbelievable. That movie is based on Rhapsody by Arthur Schnitzler. Now, I watched the movie when it came out, in the more 25 years ago, and I was riveted by it. And then I did my homework, found out that Arthur Schnitzler, the story is based on his novella, which I have the first edition, 1927. And I'd always been just captivated, mesmerized by that because several things. Number one, Stanley Kubrick, when he first becomes aware of this novella, buys the rights to the novella. And he'd always planned on writing, making a movie, and he was busy with all these different projects. Finally, after many years, he decides to make Eyes Wide Shut, and then he passes away. So there's this kind of romantic, if not macabre, story that here is this legendary filmmaker who takes this novella written in 19, I think it was released originally in German in 1926. I've got the 1927 first edition. Okay. And he buys the rights to it, does the movie, passes away as his last act of creation. But there's more to it. Arthur Schnitzler, by training, is a psychiatrist. As you obviously know, I'm an evolutionary consumer psychologist. I've written a lot of stuff on psychiatric disorders. I'm fascinated by psychiatry. I had thought myself of becoming a psychiatrist, then decided to go into, other areas of studying the human mind. But so there's this angle. Arthur Schnitzler is coming from Vienna, where Sigmund Freud was studying the human mind, the depths of the human mind. Now there is a link here because the story is about what happens to a man's psyche when his wife shares with him in full trust. Sure, honey, you could tell me what you fantasize about. She tells him about her fantasies with other men. Oh boy, that's not a good thing. That could send the man into an abyss of infinite darkness. So that's what the story is about. Now, so what is the other angle here? Of course, I've talked often about Darwinian literary criticism. If you want to, the reason why literature captivates us so much is because it says something into our evolved biological heritage. It says something about, it's a window to our human nature. That's why literature is so captivating. And so, as someone who teaches evolutionary psychology, who teaches about why are men so sexually territorial, why do they go into homicidal rages if they either suspect or know that their woman is cheated on them? Well, it's because of a paternity uncertainty. It's because we're a biparental species where your male ancestors and mine did not like it if our women went around cheating behind us. behind our backs, because then we'd be spending 18, 20, 25 years raising someone else's child. And so this is what this story is about. This is what's so beautiful about literature. My great chagrin, I'm someone who has not read all of the great literary works. I'd love to read every single one of them. I am a voracious reader. I've always been a voracious reader, but much more so in the nonfiction realm. But this was a novella that I absolutely had to have. It had taken sort of this, it had become a mythical, work that I needed to have. Again, also not because of only the evolutionary psychology angle, the fact that, it's coming from a psychiatrist turned author, the fact that it's linked to Stanley Kubrick and Eyes Wide Shut, but also I'm particularly partial to both the Viennese courant, the intellectual trajectory in Vienna. Of course, the Viennese circle, which came later, but he was part of another collection of Viennese writers that would get together. But my favorite artist is Gustav Klimt. Last year, they gave me this huge, beautiful reproduction painting of the portrait of Adele Blachbauer by Klimt. And so that particular Viennese magic holds a very, very special place in my heart. And so later I was, when after they had given me the gift, I was talking to my dad, and he goes to my son, and he said to me, it's amazing. Like, you have all these books and you have all this knowledge, and I want to be able to do. I said, son, you just gotta start reading. Look at my library. Start reading. Every week you read a book, and then we go for a walk and we can discuss it. So this is what makes my birthday so special. Of course, number one is to spend it with my immeasurably beautiful family, but then that they would know me so well as to go out and get one of 3 copies that is known to exist of the first edition of Arthur Schnitzler, Rhapsody. Oh my God. Hope you're having a great day. I hope that you enjoyed this little interlude into the mind of someone who suffers from this disease, this Japanese named disease. I'm a incorrigible collector of books, and I plan on reading, God willing, every single book in my personal library, and now add this beauty to the list. Cheers, everybody. Take care.